Good evening, Greg here, burn at both ends, burning on the back end of Monday. It is 11:34 p.m. Pacific. It is the 26th of November, 2018. I'm burning on the back end of Thanksgiving. And just want to say, had a great 5 days off. Was off since Wednesday, back to work today. And I have to say, this was probably the 5 days of the year that I did the least amount of work. And I'm really happy about that because it was nice to get a break from ends, to get a break from YouTube, kind of a little break from Fundraise Up, a little break from work, the old 9 to 5, and just, it was a focus on family. It was just a good time to eat and just relax, be around the house, did some cleanup, kind of did some really important things that don't get much of a chance during the year to do and really focus on. So super psyched about that. And so it kicked off with Wednesday. I was off Wednesday with my girls. They didn't have school. Took them to San Francisco. We went to this awesome park in on Nob Hill called Washington Hyde Park. It looks like a little city for kids. It's a cool little park. Then we had lunch at the Cheesecake Factory. And then my sister-in-law took my kids out to see a movie, and the wife and I got a date night, which is really cool. And then Thursday was all food and Thanksgiving. Friday was just hanging around the house. We went to my wife's cousin's house on Thursday for Thanksgiving, so Friday was spent prepping for a home-cooked Thanksgiving meal for Saturday. Saturday we also went rock climbing, which was also very cool. It was like an indoor gym kind of a thing, but very, very fun. And then Sunday was just more hanging out, more family time, just more cleanup, just kind of getting the house ready for the holidays, just putting things away. I know for me, when I'm in the grind, I'm not cleaning, and so the desk needed to be cleaned up, the garage here needed to be cleaned up. I'm slowly getting together, and you can see behind me here, some mic stands are showing up. Gonna start getting my little home studio, made some progress with that over the break here, and I would just love to be able to go back there behind the drum set and just lay down some beats and record it, and just have a very simple mic setup. And so just little kind of almost like side hobby kind of things. So I got the 9 to 5, got the side hustle, but also love music, love drums, and I want to keep that going. But one of the interesting thoughts I had when I was kind of away from work and focusing on the family was, especially with my kids, right? My wife and I, I feel that we work really hard to be as best parents as possible. We stay engaged, we stay active with our kids, and in thinking about the ultimate goal here as a parent, or at least my ultimate goal, is to create a child that's autonomous, right? At some point the child says, hey mom, dad, I can do this life thing on my own. I'm taking off, I'm going to give it a shot, right? Typically this is around 18 to 20 or so. I go to college, or maybe not. But essentially autonomy, right? And there are different times, like when we're home with the kids, where my kids will break into autonomous activities. They'll just either together or separately. It's really cool when they're together just to see them play together, but even separately is even a little cooler, because then they're occupying themselves. And my youngest especially does this. I mean, she'll spend an hour just walking around the house. She has 3 of her little purses on one arm, and 3 stuffed animals and a stroller, and I'm not sure what she's doing, but she's talking to herself and she's keeping herself occupied. But anyway, autonomy. And one of the things I love as a parent is experiencing my kids being autonomous and just doing their own thing. And I almost don't want to ruin it, because sometimes as a parent, I feel obligated to plan things and play dates and go to the park, and hey, maybe it's a time for a bite, activities. And sometimes I find that when we're all just sitting in the house, we just had a breakfast, and it's kind of like that late morning kind of time, and to have the kids break off into some autonomous activity, and then that way I can do my own thing and my wife can do her own thing, but just to kind of be in the environment of my kids doing something on their own, which is just really cool. And I would even break a plan, or hold off on doing something if my kids were kind of in that mode. I just think it's really important. I think it's when we get when I experience that, I want to let it go as long as possible, just because it's such a great creative time for my kids. I think it's really healthy for them. I think it's essentially the end goal. It's wow, here's my 4-year-old being on her own for like an hour and a half. That's awesome. So I just kind of had that thought this weekend while I was watching my kids. And it's just a really cool thing to see, because it's easy to stick them in front of, like, an iPad or a tablet or something, and they got their shows. I mean, it's kind of easy. What I really like is just like raw, creative, just things to do. And I know it's like my older daughter, she really likes to have a companion. And so some of the cool things that we do is we've been playing Hangman, which is a lot of fun. And then we've also been playing, we have this, I guess it's a game. It's like, it's 9 die, and each die is 6-sided, and it has just different pictures on it, like pictures of like a smiling face, or a picture of like a lightning bolt, or a picture of a rainbow, or what else are the other ones? Picture of like fire, a picture of, I'll do one more, football, or something like that, right? And what you do is you take, 3 of the die, 6 of the die, all of them, and you roll them. And then you tell a story based on the pictures that show up. And maybe you can even put them in a certain order, right? And so I was doing this with my older daughter, who we just had a parent-teacher conference. And it turns out that she's really into storytelling. She's really starting to get the understanding of how a story is built, and how, develop the characters a little bit, and there's a plot, and there should be a series of events, and even how to take like kind of like a small thing and expand it with detail, like a small thing, meaning like, I went into the kitchen and made myself lunch. That might be a 15-minute activity, but just to kind of expand it with the detail. And she's getting really good at that. And so I really like the story game with the die. It's just cool to see the creativity, because it also challenges me, because it's when it's my turn to go, I can't just slack off. I got to step it up a notch and maybe like inspire and do something really cool. So, but yeah, so a lot of family time, a lot of, getting the house organized a little bit, kind of recovering from Halloween and Thanksgiving, and getting ready for the Christmas holiday and the New Year coming. So really cool. And so now it's back to the grind. So, day one of however many days until maybe the 21st of December. I think it's a Friday. Yeah, that is a Friday before we're off there. And so my 2 grinds, so my 9 to 5 grind. So we're working really hard to get this large procurement, actually 2 large procurements out before the end of the month. So that's going really well. Got some good mechanical design going on, so psyched for that. And then as far as the side hustle Fundraise Up, really psyched about Fundraise Up. Gonna have a bunch of really good meetings in the coming weeks. And something that's really cool that I realized is that since I've started, since September, really, right? August was the training month, and September was really when I started. I'm not in the middle here. Here we go. So September, and what I realized just the other day is that with all the nonprofits I've spoken to, we got a few that are very interested. We've got a few that are signed up. But one of the really cool things is that I've come across 2 companies in particular that work with nonprofits that have agreed to like collaborate with us and be referrals. Now we have a formal agreement. They're going to get a piece of the commission, which is totally reasonable. It kind of cuts into my piece a little bit, but I really don't care about that, because I love the Gary Vee thing, right? 1 is greater than 0. So I'm psyched about that. 1 is greater than 0. And then plus now I realize this. I now have, well, one company is 1 main person, the other is 2 main people. So now I have 3 people, kind of part of almost like a sales team, like a referral sales team that I'm going to work with, and I want to cultivate those relationships and almost create like a whole team. So they don't know each other, and so I want to do it maybe like a monthly phone call with all of us, just so we can kind of keep the ideas going, keep this front of mind for these folks as they talk to nonprofits. But the really cool thing is that 2019 is shaping to be awesome. Gonna finish up December really strong. I don't think I'm gonna hit my $30 million mark, which I was going for, but you never know. I'm still pushing, and but the groundwork laid September, October, November, December is going to pay off beautifully in 2019. I see 2019 just being just a great year for Fundraise Up, a great year for me personally with Fundraise Up. super psyched to just help nonprofits and just kind of build some momentum and really just do some great things. So I can even back out of the middle there. And so what I'll do is, like, around the 21st, maybe the 21st or the 20th, I'll do kind of like a summary of what I was able to build in like 4 months, which is not a lot of time when you think about it, especially when I'm learning. Probably the biggest learn is the sales cycle of this product. It's got some, it's got some time to it. I think the timing wasn't the greatest as far as when to start, because, starting in September, a lot of these nonprofits are kind of finishing up their plans for, Giving Tuesday, which is tomorrow, and December, which is when most donations come. And so, but at the same time, it's a great time to bring some awareness to, to the company, to the product. That way, in January, February, kind of have the pitch down, have, a good understanding down of what's going on, and then can hit it real hard. And I'm just psyched that I have some collaborators that are going to be helping, and so it's going to be awesome. And I think I will wrap there. So yeah, this channel is all about my journey as an aspiring entrepreneur, the things I'm doing, the steps I'm taking. So 2018 has been a huge breakout year for me as far as just elevating my game personally and seeing the results come back. I think that's the key thing, is it's like elevate first and then the results come. And so 2018 was just an amazing year. 2019, I'm going to ratchet it up another notch and just, finish this year strong. And then 2019, just hit the ground running and keep things going, both with the 9-to-5, with the side hustle. Just see some great things happen in 2019, but at the same time, 5 weeks left in 2018. I'm gonna push hard. It's gonna be a great 5 weeks. A lot of work, a lot of grind, a lot of hustle. Psyched for it. Ready for it. I think this last 5 days of a nice respite was perfect. So anyway, subscribe if you like what you hear. Comment down below. Let me know how I'm doing. If there's anything that you'd like me to talk about, I'd love to do some research and put together a vlog for you. If anyone needs any help out there, please let me know. Would love to. We'll do my best. It's all about being of service. So we will wrap there. Y'all be good. Check out the description. There are some great links down there. Beat in the background, G Money's my alter ego. I write these beats. Check them out on SoundCloud if you like that kind of thing. Otherwise, get some good rest tonight. Wake up tomorrow, crush it, light it up, do great things, inspire folks, and I will end you in the morning.